the name Tiara and the symbol of the crown really stands for power that you're born into, not something you have to earn or prove. And that's what we really want to provide for all of our clients, to realize that who they are at their core, what their natural gifts are, what they're inspired to do with their lives, with their work, is totally okay.
When we were growing our business, we also were looking for this one thing that if we could change that, if we could nail down that, and just tell us, and then it will take off. And so we have been seriously in this conversation of changing the name a couple of times, and it just strengthens strengthened our integrity. Because at the end of the day we said, no, we don't want that.
And everybody doesn't have to love it,
No.
you know? They just don't.
Well, and I think the other thing that's interesting is that the people who've had most trouble with it tend to be women. Like the men that we work with, we include men in a lot of our corporate programming, our mentorship programs, and they don't ever question it at all, I don't think. They just go, okay, great, it's a business name or whatever that thing is. And I think that some women who've questioned it have a very valid point. Like they've fought for credibility or to have their seat at the table or whatever it is that they've worked toward, and they wouldn't want to go backwards. And so are we going backwards by being too feminine or being too lighthearted or something like that? So I appreciate that point of view, and I think that point of view has made us stronger in articulating what we really provide and who we are and how we want to include both credibility with still what is unique to being a female leader.
And that concern that the name could trivialize the work that we're doing.
So that's really at the core of it, and we wanted it to be a symbol. We like the controversy, the dialogue, so that we can talk about it, and we could never come up with something better. I think that's also the thing.
Oh yeah, that's true. We did. I remember being at your house, and the three of us were on the web, and we thought of another name we really loved, but the domain name was taken. I'm not kidding. And they were like, should we just go with Tiara Coaching?
Yeah.
And that was it.
Right.
Francisco, what is the name translated as in Europe? How does it land for people in Europe?
In the beginning, I remember, we had quite a few comments, but then it was, Tiara as an organizer, it was new to us and it was new to the people we were talking to. But lately, I haven't been receiving many comments.
Maybe we have shifted, but we got a lot of comments about prom queens and things and American. So we had maybe an extra layer to defend it.
I love it when American is a dirty word.
Well, and another question is, why for women only? Why just for women? You're talking about inclusion, diversity and inclusion, and why are you choosing to focus on women only? And then we probably have different answers, but what I usually say is that, well, women are just wired differently, and we are being taught to behave like good men, and maybe we can behave and function like a good man, but we never are the best self. There are so many training programs who cater for that more male, patriarchal, linear approach, and we are here to help to add, okay, what do you do with the non-logic? So,
I think it's also awesome when corporate clients actually say, hey, that's an interesting name. So we get that a lot too. And a lot of the ones who actually challenge us on it were like, man, do you need us?
We actually had a person who was interested in working with us, and she came and met with Beth and I at a coffee shop and pretty much told us that she couldn't be involved with us despite the fact that she was totally inspired what we were doing, because she couldn't get around the name. And I'm really proud of us that we actually were clear that there was really something else. It wasn't just the name, and that it actually worked out perfectly. We respect her, she respects us, and I think each time when we've gone around, we've gotten to a point now where the resolve to keep the name is our name. It's second nature now for us.
And I think that that's another piece of advice for a business owner. You're going to get a ton of advice and opinion about your name, about your website, about what social media you use, whether or not you should do this particular thing or that particular thing. You just want to absorb it all, ask people you trust, but then trust your instincts. And do what feels good, and you don't have to do everything, and you're never going to be perfect at it all. So choose strategically what works for you.